I'm Kathryn DeSinaasappelen, your beer mistress, and I'm on my quest to find the worst tasting Belgian beer. And this week, I'm trying this one. Brugse Zot. I can't pronounce it. The sad thing about this beer is that I actually worked on the pronunciation of it with Prince Charming for a couple minutes, and I just thought I'm going to forget by the time I get upstairs. Yay. This is part of the Belgian family brewers, so my hopes are high. We're gonna open this up and look at this amazing bottle cap. I love that there's a little full joker on here. I love it. I came across this beer when I was in Deleuze on a Saturday when they had all the, what is it called? Samplers out where you can taste things. They had a representative from this brewery selling this particular beer. And I have to say, I was disappointed, but at the same time I was happy because this guy must have heard my accent and just went into English with me. And I really appreciate that. But at the same time, I was thinking, I know Dutch, you could speak Dutch to me. But the reason why I was disappointed is because I wanted to take some of the beers from the display, and he was saying that he couldn't just give me a beer from the display. I'd have to take like a whole pack, and I didn't want to get a 4-pack of each beer, but he told me, oh well, if you go look in the beer section you can find them, except I didn't. And so I got this beer and another one because it was by this brewery, but these weren't the beers that were on display, and I'm sort of disappointed by that. And so that's a missed opportunity on their part because I would have got the beers and tried them and made a video and like free publicity for you, which now you only get 2 and they weren't the ones that I really wanted. But that's okay. Today we're trying this one. And as you can see, it's a good color. It's a dark apple juice color. It's a bit hazy. There's some carbonation. The head is sort of off-white. That sort of surprises me. Let's smell this. It smells blonde, which is not surprising since it's a pale golden Belgian ale. It's a blonde. All these fancy names. And I was told that this means like Bruges full or Bruges like Joker. So I'm guessing based on the artwork that if you drink this, you become crazy. And so I'm looking forward to see what happens with this. Gezondheid. Oi, there is so much carbonation going on with that. Holy crap, that's really the only thing that I tasted was the carbonation, and then it just like stabbing the back of my throat. Okay, we're gonna have to like try this again. Okay, if you hold this in your mouth, it is exactly like Pop Rocks. When you hold it over your tongue, it does not taste that pleasant. There's a lot of bitterness from this, and it's not bitter like cocoa, because I like that bitter, or even coffee. It's sort of bitterness like what you get from vegetables. I specifically think that the bitterness is coming from the hops because I'm tasting the hops a lot. And that's, I think a hop flavor is something that you have to work up to because, I don't know, for me it's a bit overwhelming. There's a funky taste that I'm getting off of this beer, and my excellent description skills. It tastes like furry or hairy. I know, you're there, mind exploding with my excellent description skills. But yeah, I'm getting like sort of this funky, sort of hairy taste off this beer. And it doesn't sound appetizing when you describe it like that, but it's interesting. I'm not going to say it's a flavor that I would go out of my way to look for, but it's a very interesting taste in a beer because I've never tasted it before. So it's intrigued my interest, but at the same time it's like, what the heck is that flavor? This comes in at 6% ABV, which makes it relatively low compared to the other beers that I've tried recently. The bad thing about this is, as you can see, I have drunk, I can English still, like probably this much of it, and it's giving me a headache. I don't think that's good. I'm not feeling that funky taste. I'm not not sure how I feel about this beer. It's not a beer that I think I'd get again. I'm glad that I got it to try it, but the taste profile from this is just, it's not hitting any of my buttons, if I'm honest. And I don't like to be negative about the beers. I really don't. It's just, it doesn't taste bad. I want to put that out there. This is definitely something worth tasting. I find the flavors coming off of it very interesting, and they all sort of mix well together. It's just, aside from making a review about this beer, I can't think of an instance where I would drink this beer. It's that funky, hairy taste that's throwing me for a loop because it's so overwhelming on my tongue that now that I've tasted it and see that it's there, that's all I can taste. I'm not really getting so much of the carbonation or even the bitter note. It's just that funky taste. Nothing is popping into my mind of, oh, this would go delicious with this food. Like, it wouldn't be a game beer for me. It wouldn't be a dinner beer. You couldn't have it with dessert. I don't know when you would drink this. Actually, no, I take that back. This might be interesting to drink if you're at a festival. Because normally you get just like weird finger foods and you never know what they're going to be. And I think with this odd flavor that it would match finger foods that you get at a festival. That's when you should drink this. Yeah, I think this would be perfect for that because I'm thinking of the times that we've ever had a festival in Potpourri and we get the most random little hors d'oeuvre thingies like pigs in a blanket sometimes, but they're not like pigs in a blanket that I'm used to in the US. They have sort of this weird, because they're not hot dogs, they're like spiced sausages, so there's like that spice to it. Or we'll get like barbecue chicken wings, but the barbecue is different than what I'm used to. And so yeah, this would go perfectly with those finger foods that you get at a festival. That's what you should drink when you're at the festival. Oh, I feel so much better now knowing when you should drink this. Okay, remember when I was talking about how I got a headache after a couple sips of this? I'm wondering if that's not a headache and that was just the alcohol going to my head. And what is it with these low ABV beers that it just goes to my head? I don't get this way with the 12%, but you give me like an 8% to 7% and a 6%, and it's like, ooh, I'm having a good time. So, the taste profile on this it's something is what it is. This is not a first time beer. This is definitely something that you have to work up to and have a good number of beers under your belt, because I'm thinking for myself, I'm in like the 80-90 ranges of beers. Don't know what number this is going to be. And like the taste of it, it's just at the precipice of being too overwhelming. Like I'm thinking this might be a beer that I'll need to try again in the future once I have more beers under my belt, because this one it wasn't as enjoyable as I feel it could have been if maybe I've worked my way up to these tastes. Because I know blonde beers have that funky taste to them, but I don't have too much experience with that funky taste. And ooh, that is a bit, it's overwhelming. My palate is not used to it, so I can't appreciate it, and so there's really that sort of reflex of ugh. If you enjoyed this video and like to see me try other Belgian beers, then consider checking out my Beer Mistress beer review playlist. Give thanks to the mighty algorithm YouTube gods by giving this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. They don't care as long as you interact with my videos. Share this video with your friends, families, and strangers on the internet. It may not seem like much, but it does help me out a lot. If you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications, but come back on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays because that's when I release new videos. All my social links have been left in the description below for your convenience. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and I keep a blog where I keep the conversation going, so be sure to check that all out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Tot ziens, my appelzins! My neighbors have given me 2 huge bags of cherries, and just the other day they gave me zucchini, and I swear it was the greatest zucchini I've ever had, and I love my neighbors. So what that means is we're going to have to live here for forever, which is problematic because we actually want to buy a house